Hello students. Today we are going to discuss about the different stress management techniques that we can use to cope up with the stress which are there. As we have discussed in the earlier portions, that stress is something which is always present. It is an ongoing process. It is a part of our surviving technique, or the fact that we are still surviving or we are alive is that we are surrounded with stress, all different types of stress. It can be positive stress, it can be negative stress, it can be any form of stress, but we have to deal with them. So now I'm going to discuss few of the techniques which we can use to reduce the level of stress which is present in us. The first portion or the first part which we are going to talk about is basically the stress management techniques, and the second portion which will be the different life skills which is something which will help us to deal with the stressors in our life in a better way. The first thing which comes in the stress management technique is a relaxation technique. And you know that stress has got an ill effect on our body, on our physiological system. Like there are diseases like high blood pressure and heart disease. All these things are a result of high stress in individuals. So usually the relaxation technique starts from the lower part of the body and progresses up to the facial muscle in such a way that the whole body is relaxed. Basically, you are asked to focus on each part of your body, starting from your toe till your head. And then you are asked to leave, like let go, each part of your body slowly, feeling that part of your body does not exist or is not a part of you anymore, and you let it relax. And through this process, as it proceeds up, your whole body is in a very relaxed state. You have a very light feeling, and this helps you deal with the stress factors in your life in a better way. If you try it, you will see the results are excellent. The next portion, which is another a very healthy technique, is the meditation technique. And nowadays you will see we are very much into these yoga, meditation and all these things. And initially it was like the Western people were taking all the benefits of the Indian habits, doing yoga, doing meditation, doing certain japs of mantras and all. But it's thanks to the young generation who have again come back to like these exercises, workouts, and they are doing a lot of yoga. They are making yoga a part of their life. Almost every day they are practicing yoga. And I'm sure all of you do it. So in meditation procedure, the most important thing is the thorough concentration. It's a thorough concentration which has to be narrowed down, and then you have to be focused in that concentration, and you cannot think of anything else. This meditation procedure also gives a lot of relaxation. There are many yogic methods which are generally used, and they do follow certain sequence. If you try doing meditation, it is going to give you a lot of better feeling, and you will be relaxed. You will be able to handle your stress in a better way. The third which comes in the line is the biofeedback. The biofeedback is something which is basically providing a feedback about your physiological activities which are there going in your body. It can be developing, there are basically certain stages, developing an awareness of the particular physiological response. It can be the heart rate, it can be your pulse, it can be other parts of your body also. Basically what you try to do is you try to control those physiological responses and transfer that control into the conditions of everyday life. Biofeedback is slightly a difficult method compared to the other two techniques which we have just discussed. The fourth that comes in the line is the creative visualization. Creative visualization technique is another very beautiful experience, and I have experienced it many times, especially in workshops and all, when we go and they make us do this creative visualization. And what happens in it is basically the two things which are used in this is imagery and imagination, and it starts with a goal. You are asked to sit in a particular posture, and then there is someone or there are certain dialogues which are there and you have to follow them. Say you are sitting in a room and you are being asked to feel. You close your eyes and you are asked to feel that you are in a boat, middle of a river, and you can hear the sounds of the nature. You can feel that the boat is slowly moving, and then you are asked to visualize how beautiful the nature is, and it goes on like that, like it goes on and on and on, maybe for 10 minutes, it can be for 15 minutes. And after you open your eyes, all of you will be smiling because your mind will be filled with a lot of positivity. And all of you will feel as if you have just got up from a deep sleep, fresh completely. Creative visualization is something which is very soothing. I have personally experienced it, and I would suggest that you can also try it out. There are many apps which help you do that. So please try it out. And the next technique which I'm going to discuss is the CBT technique, and this technique is part of therapy which is known as cognitive behavioral therapy. Here basically the essence of this approach is to replace negative and irrational thought with positive and rational ones. Basically, if you think that no, I am of no use, I cannot do any work properly, or you have certain negative feelings towards something or some person, it can be anything. Basically, it is mostly focused on yourself. So what this technique is going to do is it is going to replace those negative thoughts into positive ones, and you will be slowly developing a liking towards yourself and the surrounding which is there and the stress factors which is there around you. There are three main phases here. One is assessment, the second is stress reduction technique and application, and a follow through is also there. Now assessment involves discussing the nature of the problem and seeing it from the viewpoint of the person or the client. A therapist generally does this. Then the stress reduction involves learning the techniques of reducing stress such as relaxation and self-instructions. Those comes later, but first you need to identify those negative thoughts which you have about yourself. The last one which we are going to talk about is again exercise. And I have been telling you, requesting you to do exercise on a regular basis so that you remain fit. What does the exercise do? All of you know. It makes your body function in a better way. It gives you a lot of energy. It helps you to become active. And if you are active physically and mentally, you will be able to deal with the problems or the stressors in a much positive way and in a healthy way. Okay.